this girl's cheating on me. And the next day he calls me and he says, hey, Choby, we looked around and we saw her at this club, blah, blah, blah. And we know this guy, this is who it is. And we all knew that guy. And this guy, the last time I met him, I fought him at our territory one-on-one. I dropped him 2 times, you know. So I don't know if he was going after my girl because it was a revenge thing, or what, or why he was doing it. But in the codes that we share commonly, there's common codes that we share in the triads, right? In the law, we call it the laws. One of the laws that we have, you can never take a tribe member's girl, not a wife, not a girlfriend. You know, in fact, most tribes don't allow girls to get involved. Period, because of the problems it can bring. You know. So because of that, revenge for me was always like, you always gotta follow up with revenge, right? You always gotta if something happens, you gotta claim whatever you gotta claim back. So I called her up and I said, listen, I found out what's going on. I'm buying a plane ticket. I'm coming to go back there, and tell that guy when I see him, I got a present waiting for him. And I was planning to go take this guy out. So I bought a plane ticket, and I remember I was leaving my house in Pittsburgh, right? And my mom is standing at the door, and she's crying, bro, like hysterically, you know. And she's trying to keep herself together. I'm like, man, what's going on? I can see the tears rolling down, and she hugs me and she says to me, son, there's something I want to tell you. And here she is. She's convinced in her mind that God spoke to her. That's why they moved the whole family to get out. But I didn't know any of this. She said, I prayed a prayer that I never prayed before in my life. She said, I prayed to the Lord that God will do whatever it takes to bring you towards him. And when she said that, dude, I felt like, dude, something's gonna happen. I could just feel it. It was an instinct that I had that said, dude, I think maybe something's gonna happen when I go over there now. Because here I am planning to take this guy out too. So I get on the airplane in the Pittsburgh airport, and I brought that little New Testament Bible that I had with me that my friend gave me, you know. And I can't read, you know what I mean, Adrian? Like, I've never read a book before because I'm dyslexic. But here I'm boiling with anger to take this guy out. I'm so upset, dude. And all I could think about is I gotta take him out, because if I don't take him out, I won't feel relieved. Like I gotta get him so I can just finally just rest. That was my mentality.
Damn. Yeah, it's pretty angry and hateful, man, because I mean, yeah, that was the mindset you were in at that time, and we went on to change, but you know, we're getting to that. So so what happened on this plane ride?
On this plane, or open this New Testament Bible, I'm flipping through the pages, and I'm looking at this Bible, bro, and I see this sentence pop out, and I've never read a book before, right? I mean, I got old report cards for and things about me when I was in middle school. Man, I was done for. I saw this sentence pop out in the Bible, and I read, "In 3 days, I will heal you." And and right now I'm kind of in shock when I'm looking at this, and almost bewilderment, because I've never seen this before. And I thought that I have to be seeing a miracle right now. That's the only thing I can think about. I close it and I say, God, if this is you speaking to me, I give you 3 days. And if I'm still angry after that, I'm going for this guy. So I get to Malaysia, and the plane lands, and my guys are waiting there. And I tell them, listen, I need 3 days. 2 days go by, and this anger is still boiling, right? I can't get this guy off of my mind. Like, I'm obsessed about taking him out, you know?
Mm-hmm.
On the third day, when I woke up in my room in Malaysia, the moment I opened my eyes, I can feel this peace over me. I'm talking, it was a tangible peace, almost like a rushing water. And I thought, dude, I don't feel angry. How? And it was so abnormal for me because all I knew was anger, and all I knew was revenge,
Right.
and I didn't understand what was happening, but I knew that something changed, and it was beyond me. It was beyond me, and I said, okay, maybe what I read was from God.
Right.
So I said, okay, I'm not gonna go attack this guy.
What'd you end up doing then?
So I still was in Malaysia for like another month, you know.
You stayed for
And
another month.
yeah, I was still there because my ticket was I didn't buy the ticket. My round trip ticket was later.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was still staying there. So I went to a club with my friends, you know, and we're partying in this club. We got bottles, we got bottle service, and it was me and two guys. And then before the nightclub closes, you know, one of my friends comes and says, "Hey, Choby, our rivals are here in the club." And I said, "Listen, man, we just, you know, we spent this money, all these bottles. Let's just drink, we party, and excuse me, and I don't want to fight tonight, you know, because it gets to a point that, you know, you fight so much in your life, you don't. It gets to a point you get really tired of it.
I would imagine, man.
Yeah, I got to a point that I was getting so tired of fighting because every time you always got to be, you know, always got these issues. So I said, let's not fight. So anyways, the club closed and we went down the street to eat. And in Asia, you can always find places to eat outside. You know what I'm saying? Local food and all that. So
Yeah.
we get to this spot and we order some food. And this car pulls up and those rivals were in there and they came next to our table and they sat down. So we just started fighting right away. I just said, man, fine, this is, you know, I try to make it. I didn't want to fight, but here we're going to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
at least you made it to the end of the night.
Yeah, made it to the end of the night. Yeah, made it to the night, exactly. You know, small win, small win.
Yeah.
So, we get done fighting, and one of the guy gets torn up, pretty bad, his face. You know. Then the next day, I get a phone call, and my right hand man calls me, and he says, "Choby, you know, I'm at Gurney Plaza, and this place was a place that me and a couple of guys we were instructed to take over this place years ago. It was a new development." And it was a time that we had to take over, and it was kind of up for grabs for the gangs to come in. And so we fought for that territory. So we made it ours. And so my right hand man was always there. So he calls me and says, "Choby, the guys you fought the night before, they're here looking for you." So I call my leader to come, and my leader's on the way. He gets to this shopping plaza before me, and he's like on the 7th or 8th floor, you know. And there's a billiard like a pool center up there. And he says, "Choby, when you get here, you meet, tell everyone to come to the pool center. We're gonna assemble. You're gonna tell me what happened, and then I'm gonna go find that leader." So I'm at the first floor, and all the guys are up there waiting. And I'm with the two guys I was with the night before, and we're trying to get our story straight. 'Cause I know I'm talking to the boss. We gotta make sure everything's on the same page here, you know.
Yeah. Sure. Big deal.
Exactly. So I see guys behind me waiting for the elevator. And I don't know who these guys are. And it's a shopping mall, so a lot of people too. But I see guys waiting, you know. And I push this elevator button, and this elevator starts coming down. I don't know where that rival gang is at, right? And I'm thinking to myself, do I gotta go get the weapons? Because we used to keep meat cleavers there in the shop. We would stash the machetes because a lot of times we fight machetes and meat cleavers and stuff. We had places that we stashed them right outside the mall. There's like a garden area. So I'm thinking, we gotta grab those, or what we gotta do right now? But my first priority is meeting the boss because he said come up, and then he's gonna take it from there. So all of a sudden, going through my mind. When I see the elevator start coming down, the elevator opens up right in front of me. I see the rivals, So here I am, face to face with the rivals, man. I mean, I was just like caught in that. I see these guys talking to the. They start walking out. They start talking to guys behind me, and I don't. I just can tell by their body language that these were the guys here. And the last guy that walks out was the guy that we really messed up. And he turns and sees us as we're walking into the. So they're walking out. We walk into the elevator. They start turning around, start shouting in Chinese. I'm thinking, man, we're outnumbered. We're probably gonna fight right inside here. But I'm like, we're in this like steel box, you know, like in this elevator. Like we're just gonna, you know, we're just gonna try to hammer it out and try to see what happens from here.
Oh my god, that'd be
I know,
terrible.
man. So in the middle of this, man, I can feel something happening. I feel this shifting, like I'm gonna die. I don't know why, bro, but I felt that right now. I had I felt the spirit of death come, and I was thinking, dude, I'm gonna die right now. And I started to like panic, dude. And I've been in situations like this all the time, you know, outnumbered, beat, you know.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip. This clip came from one of my interviews I did in the past. Please hit subscribe if you want to get more clips like this. Also, if you want to watch the full interview, I'll put a link in the description. Or you can hit the button on the screen to watch the full interview.